Hi, I'm Michael from Well Postured, and I'm going to talk to you today about sitting. There are 3 sedentary positions that we hold pretty consistently in any given day: sitting, sleeping and standing. And those 3 sedentary positions are key to having good posture. They're the positions that can most readily and quickly pull you out of whack, and they're more likely to cause problems that are highlighted by moving than moving is likely to cause problems. So these 3 positions are really important. Today's focus is sitting. Now, when it comes to sitting, if you've been going through a bit of ABC care, you will have noticed that standing's pretty straightforward. You can now stand and be upright and relaxed and open, and it's effortless, and that's great. But then you sit down and it changes. It just is not easy to sit. You'll find that you've got a habit of either straining to hold yourself upright or relaxing and slumping and curling up. And if you can stand well, but then when you sit down, the game changes and all of a sudden you're in this awkward position, your back hasn't changed. It's the position that's changed and is causing you harm. In this case, actually most chairs are set up really poorly and set you up to fail, which is why it's such an awkward position for so many people. So just to highlight this a little bit, what I want you to do is find hopefully at least a flat surface or a firm surface to take a seat on. Sit down and just let yourself slump and do the naughty thing that people do, when you're sitting poorly and you're doing what grandma doesn't want you to, and you sit all curl up like an upset teenager. But this is the position that is obviously bad. Everybody knows this is not a good place to be. What I want you to notice when you're doing this though, is that your muscles back here are quite soft and relaxed. Now, if you do the good thing and you sit up straight, what I want you to notice is the effort that goes into pulling yourself up and creating strain and tension through these muscles in your back. The reason for this is that the sitting bones, the bones that we sit on in our pelvis, are rounded. And because they're round, when you sit on something flat or angled backwards, when we relax, our pelvis tilts the wrong way. It curls backwards. It's the wrong way because when we're standing, our pelvis tilts forwards, and that's how we get the low back curve that's just natural and effortless. So what we need to do when we're sitting down is recreate that forwards tilt in the pelvis. One way you can do that, if you've got a desk chair or a chair that can tilt, is to tilt it forwards. But what I'm going to show you and what I'm going to use to demonstrate this are the seat wedges that we sell here. You can buy in the clinic, and they're super handy because you can take them anywhere and put them on any chair. So I'm going to start with the smaller of the 2. And on this little stool, if I put this down, actually just let me do that again. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see when I relax, it's very easy for me to curl and slump. Now, if I put this smaller wedge underneath, when I relax, I'm less slumpy. It's definitely not perfect, but it's a huge step in the right direction. And even this is a more comfortable position for me to spend time in than the previous position, which was clearly a lot worse. Now, another thing about ABC care is that your body is either a left or a right, and hopefully I've explained this to you at some point, but essentially your body likes to collapse either left or right. If you're a left, when you're sitting down you want a little bit more support underneath the left side of your pelvis, and if you're a right you want a bit more under the right side, so just a tiny little bit more height. Now, what I'm going to do to achieve that with the seat wedge is I'm just going to tilt it forwards. In my case I'm a right, so I'm going to push it forwards on the right hand side. And so just having a play with that angle there, it's only a very small difference, but when I relax, that's just a little bit better again. It's only a small difference this time, but it's just a little bit better. So with the seat wedge, you can just slide it forwards on your side. I'm a right, so I slide it forwards on the right, and that makes it a little bit higher. The other thing you could do is just get a hand towel, and maybe just one layer of hand towel is enough. Maybe you would fold it once and put it underneath the right side of your pelvis when you sit down, and that can make the seat a little bit more stable for you and allow you to sit a bit better. So anyway, that's the small wedge. Now, if I grab the large wedge and I put it underneath and forwards just a little on the right, and relax. And for me, that's better again. I feel more stable and straighter and less like I'm curling and like I'm not wanting to hold myself up so much. It's just an even more comfortable place for me to spend a bunch of time if I need to. Now, you can take this too far, and I'm going to see how I go with both wedges. I would expect that this is going to be too much, but we'll see. And in my case, I'm slumping again, right? You can see that actually there's a little bit of curl here. I'm probably tipping back a little bit in my mid-back, and it doesn't feel as comfortable. I'm feeling quite tight through my chest here now because I'm sort of folding at this point. Anyway, you won't feel right. Some people might kind of overbalance backwards or curl forwards. Any number of things can happen, but you're just aiming for the position that has you feeling most upright and most stable, which for me, on a flat chair, is with this larger wedge and a slight push forwards on the right, and that feels a lot more comfortable. But if this chair was tilted backwards and had a bit of a backwards angle on it, I might actually be better off using two wedges together or putting something underneath the larger wedge to increase the tilt on it. So at the end of the day, what you need to do is just have a play. If you've got the tilt of the seat forwards, then it's going to be better for you than flat or backwards, but there is going to be an angle that works better for you than another. So take some time to have a play and figure this out and see what works best for you, and how you can adapt that to the different chairs that you spend some time in through the day. It's absolutely worth trying to get right. Lastly, you do want your knees below your hips. That's the only other criteria. Aside from that seat tilted forwards, you want your knees below your hips. Don't worry too much about the angle. It's not as specific as the tilt of the seat itself, but you do want your knees below your hips. Once you start curling your knees up, your low back does curl regardless of what you're doing. So that's why you can't sit well on a bed, you can't sit well on a couch, and a bunch of things that really allow you to sink in with your legs up. Recliners are the same. So that's sitting, and I hope you've got some good information out of this and it helps you to sit well for a long time to come. Thanks.